The 743rd edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code MMASGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus of up to $1,000. And we're brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Howdy ho, Degenerinos. First of all, I apologize for the stroke that my co-host had doing the ad read at the starting. I think he's going to soldier through the episode regardless. Thank you for
I almost restarted it, but then I was like, no, this is how the sausage is made.
Exactly.
And also it's a PFL episode. Like things should be
right
imperfect.
away you're bearing us.
Yeah, this should be imperfect. So
episode 743 goes out to Howdy Pal, who calls our podcast life-changing because of the amount of money that we must have helped him win on the UFC on the weekend. Probably not. Well, I guess I hit a dog, so maybe he
his advice was pretty life-changing too. Shout out to him finding us the second M. Remember, he found
second M in
found
our
us the second M.
Yeah. If you want to know what we're talking about, go to our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord, our private little place there that you can chat. I'm one of your hosts here, and I guess in the Discord, technically, you could call me a host. I would be the Canadian capitalist. Someone in the Discord gave me that name, Jeff Chalks Fox. And the man speaking, you're probably not newly shaven anymore. The stubbly man beside me, the man on the left is Daniel Gumby Vreeland, and we're covering Mr. Vreeland's favorite promotion today, PFL Tour. And this is a nice and confusing PFL event, if there ever was one. First of all, the title of it is PFL Road to Dubai Champions Series, Nurmagomedov versus Hughes. So right there is an issue because it's like too many words. And then the main event is for a defunct promotions lightweight championship.
Yeah, my favorite part is they were like, Bellator doesn't exist, but we're really looking forward to this upcoming PFL event. And then immediately, right smack dab in the middle of the poster they shared in that post is a picture of the Bellator belt.
And it's listed on their site and everywhere else is for the Bellator lightweight championship. So they're not even hiding it. So
I mean, they probably forgot to update that and make it the PFL, or maybe Tapology is just like, even they don't know what they're doing at this point. So like, if there is a promotion that has found a way to drop the ball more times without having a fight happen, I mean, like, I would love to hear about it, because this has been Don Davis has had a couple of months.
Yeah,
that were
they make Bellator look. Bellator was well run compared to this. It's wild.
You want to know my favorite part of all of these announcements? First of all, you know, like just in the night, you cut the grand prize in half for your tournaments, because you're trying to show what a great promotion you are and how this thing is definitely making money too. Yeah, and you're like, there's a new prize. It's half of what it was. And then the best part was, and they're like, also, we're doing away with our old format with the season. The season doesn't make any sense. Let's make it a tournament. And basically did what Bellator was doing 20 years ago. For those of you who weren't around for the Bjorn Rebney days of Bellator, Mexico. Bjorn Rebney, he just would make every single tournament happen all at the same time. And it would be tournament after tournament after tournament, and you had to win the tournament to fight the champ. And so like, this is not all that far from there, and it took Don Davis 20 years later to come up with essentially the same idea.
I kind of like the season. Maybe it's a bad take, but I kind of like the season format.
I hated the season.
I just liked that it was something different. That's all.
It was something different, but then they were like, "There's this point system," and then every time I saw the quick six graphic, it just made me so angry. And also like, it would have been fine for me. Like, if you're going to call it a season and you're going to say this is an actual sport that has a season, right? Because that was their claim, right? Well, we're a league. We're not a promotion. And like, if you were going to do that, every league puts their schedule out. You can see it right at the beginning of the year. This one, they were like flying by the seam of their pants, and they're like, oh, do we need this person in the playoffs? If so, set them up with some cupcake we found on the regional scene.
That's the thing. Yep. It could have been, very transparent and easily done. You rank people beforehand, and then, you see them
draw them. Everybody loves a draw. I love a draw.
Yeah. Or have guys pick who they want to fight. That would be cause even more intrigue and stuff. So like have anything like seed people and then have like the top seed decide who they want to fight, stuff like that. So anyhow, it's good that there's an alternative, but yeah, I don't know. PFL is doing all that they can to screw it up.
And of course, this has nothing to do with this card because there's no tournament fights on this. This is just for funsies.
It has nothing to do with winning money either, because we will win money regardless of how poorly run a promotion is. Thoughts on this card though? Now you mentioned the card.
Bad. Wild odds.
I noticed that. I had to write an article about the main card, and like the best odds you can get is like -500.
Yeah, there's one tight fight, but that's it.
I think I like the dog in that one, so that's the problem.
Ooh, interesting. So you could have written about it. You could have written about an underdog if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think I have to do an underdog article, don't I, in a few days, or is that you?
So you're saving it.
I might be saving it. I'm not going to give it away. So go ahead. Right, but what were you saying? Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, the odds are wild, mismatches. Yeah. I don't. Vadim Nemkov versus Tim Johnson in the year of our Lord 2025.
Yeah. To be fair, it's Johnson's the third choice here, so two people have pulled out already. So yeah,
I mean, Corey Anderson could have fought in there too, but he doesn't even know if he belongs to this promotion anymore.
He belongs. Yeah. So yeah, Tim Johnson on short notice too to make it even better. So yeah. Anyhow, it doesn't. I was going to say it doesn't matter if you're going to make money, but are we? Because like the lines are they exploitable? Only if you like the dogs, I guess the lines are exploitable, right?
Yeah, and maybe I like a dog or two.
Oh, good. All right. One thing that we both like is our app. Hopefully you already have our app. If you have not, or if you're new to us, it's the SGPN app. Go in your app store, search SGPN, and get the SGPN app for easy access, instant access to all of our free picks and podcasts and all of our articles. Gummy and I write 1 billion articles a day, as do everyone else, or lots of other people at the very least on the network. So check it all out. SGPN is the place to go in the app store. All right. PFL Road to Dubai Champions Series, Nurmagomedov versus Hughes. Champions, too. It feels like it should be champion, but it's champions, which annoys me. It's how many words is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words. Perfect. And it's going down in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. At least it's going down in it's the road to Dubai, though. So why is it in Dubai? It should be, somewhere on the way to Dubai, right?
Is this like a sponsorship thing? Is this like a Visit Abu Dhabi?
No,
road to Dubai?
I think they have Dubai Champions Series, I guess is what they're going to have. You know how they have like European Champions Series and stuff.
This is the road to
it? Guess, yeah, I guess they're going to do a Dubai Champions Series, but it hasn't started yet. So they're going to do this is like a preview for it, but this card's going to be better than
they have decided to make this as convoluted as they possibly can.
And the best part is this used to be a Bellator card.
yeah, right.
They're like, no, Bellator doesn't exist now. It's I can't remember what it was called then. It might have been Bellator Road to Dubai Champions Series for all I know. I think it may have been, really. Anyhow, It's going down Saturday morning, 10:30. So you've got KSW, we just told you about. That was yesterday's episode. That is at midnight. So Friday night, midnight, Saturday morning, midnight. So that'll end. You may, have a nap maybe if you're a wuss, and then you can 10:30 a.m. you're back at it. If you're in the PFL tour, of course. But all you degens are, I'm sure. It's on ESPN Plus up here, or it's on Max. I think I saw in the States as well, and then up here it's like
they got a distribution deal. They were like, we're so happy we have a distribution deal with like a cable provider that not a ton of people are watching.
Yeah, why does it says ESPN Plus here, but I think it's Max now. Maybe Topology hasn't updated, and according to the website, it's Max. And you have to buy DAZN if you want it in Canada. So yeah, I'll get right on that. Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai, UAE, 11 fights. We have crapped all over PFL. Hopefully PFL listens in. Didn't someone from PFL check with you at one point if we were going to cover their promotion?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And I was like, don't listen. I hope you see the title card, but don't listen.
Yeah, exactly. We never heard back from them. So that's another classic PFL thing, right? They just checked in on us and that's it. Like there was no follow-up. Like, hey, you guys want to do this or that? No. Okay, perfect. You want to be our new Ian? What's the guy's name? Ian O'Neill. What's the? What's their expert betting guy that shows up on camera on their shows? Do you remember his name?
Who's there? Yanni the Greek? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Ian.
Who's there? Minty Bets.
Minty Bets. All right. Bantamweight fight. How about we start with this, shall we? On the main card. Renat Khavalov, he's from Russia, versus Cleiver Fernandes. He is from Brazil. 3 5-minute rounds. Gonna have a few Russians here because basically Middle East has turned into basically home away from home for the Russian fighters because of the huge Muslim populations in both countries. All right, let's break her down. No, actually, we do have odds. Have you seen the odds, Gumby?
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah, that's right. We talked about it.
They're bummer.
They're bummer odds. And we're starting off with the most bummerest of them all. Fernandez is 9-1 with 5 submissions. He's been knocked out once. This is his debut in. That's another thing. Doing up the homework list. Like I've included
you in
whatever
Dubai
this
Challenger Series.
Yes, I've included records for PFL and Bellator for these people. But this is his debut in either PFL or Bellator or PFL Tour. He's won 8 straight fights, 2 straight via submission. He's not fought since May of 2023. He's not lost since August 2018. Makes it easier if you sit on the shelf, right? Regional champion, used to fight at 135 plus 850. We told you there's some fun odds here. Khavalov, 8-0 with 6 knockouts. This is his debut as well into whatever we want to call this. TKO win in his last fight. Regional champ. Used to fight at 145. 3 years younger than Fernandes, minus 1,500.
I saw him at minus 1,100. So you're
okay.
You're really robbing me here.
You want minus? You want? I'll give it minus 1,100 if you want him.
I'm still going to take minus 1,100 as my pick.
He's yours.
Officially. I will tell you, anybody trying to make like a super favorite parlay here, just leave this one out. And it's not because I think Fernandez actually has, like 8.5 to 1. I won't say I wasn't tempted on Fernandez for like a sprinkle on Fernandez. But the thing is that like Fernandez looks so bad on his feet and he gets really tired. I was watching this one fight with him where his opponent sat down and like kind of tried to box him from there.
He's tired.
Yeah, they were both tired, and it was bad. But the bottom line is he has really good jiu-jitsu. Like his jiu-jitsu highlight reels are all like real impressive. I just think Khavalov doesn't need to go there. He's maybe not the most aggressive striker, but he's definitely more technical. And like 4 seconds of just pinning Fernandez up against the cage should tire him out to the point where he could piece him up on the feet. But I would say like if he stupidly shoots when they're both still fresh, I could see Fernandez catching him. So like for that reason, you don't want him in your parlays, but also like I couldn't get around to saying on air that I think Fernandez is going to win. So, and you know me, I love an underdog. I love a crazy underdog. Notoriously was on both Merab and Sarukian last week. And so like,
oh yeah, Sarukian didn't come through, but hey,
he had back issues. He did not come through either.
That's true.
That's called a void. But yeah, no, I can't even get around on Fernandez here. I think, his submission skills are good. He's going to get outclassed on the feet, and he'll probably be tired way before this fight gets decided. So give me Khavalov here.
To take a UFC detour, Dana White said that he has to go to the back of the line, Armin?
Yeah, I don't.
That's rough, man.
I think he's really pissed that he had to scramble. And to be fair, like, again, this is not what the show's about, but like to be fair, he was trying to sell Islam Makhachev to the audience, and suddenly he had to break 2 fights apart in order to get him on there. And I'm sure that didn't make him happy.
Yeah, not fair for Moicano either, because he basically he burned through a title shot that he
was
really
he ever going to get one?
Who knows? He's fun and he's on a winning streak, and he probably would.
If he did, it wasn't going to look a lot different than this.
No, I know, but still. All right. That's actually before we move on. Gumby didn't pick an underdog. Oh no, we're not at the underdog read yet. We're going to talk about playoffs. Yes, we are talking about playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring at touchdowns is key to winning in the playoffs, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. But obviously, not just NFL. They've got, I'm sure they'll have PFL Tour, right? Hopefully, that they figure out what the name of this is and they list it accordingly. But yeah, they cover basically lots and lots of MMA. So check it all out. And if you're a new DraftKings customer, if you bet $5, you can get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SGP. That's code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gumby, read the small print, please.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Thank you, Gumby. I don't know why are you avoiding us in Ontario, Gumby? What's your issue?
It's just a problem I have.
That's true. All right, you're not welcome back here anyhow. You came here once. You're not welcome back. Ibragimov versus Kenny Mokhonoana is the next fight at featherweight. Obviously, England versus Ireland, right? With those names, it is. Exactly you would never guess in a million years with the last name. So yeah, this is the featherweight bout. This is the bout I found that, okay, these odds, I guess, are the closest odds that I found for someone who I think is going to win. Mokhonoana is Black Diamond, 5-1, 1 knockout, 4 submissions. So he's finished everyone. He's never been finished himself, but yet he still owes us some rounds, this guy. 2-1 in Bellator. Lost his last fight. That was back in September 2023. He's not won since February 2023. He's fight at 155, 4 inches height, 7 inches reach over Ibragimov, plus 375. The Mauler Ibragimov, 8-0, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions, 2-0 in PFL, a regional champ. Used to fight at 155. 7 years younger than Mokhonoana, minus 500. So PFL versus Bellator battle, Gumby.
Sure. Yeah. Everybody's PFL now. I'm going to take Ibragimov.
I did too.
And the reason why, this is the one you wrote the article on.
This is one I wrote about, yes.
Oh, yeah. Mokhonoana is a guy who, first of all, he's really long, and he has kind of like a nice 1-2 that he throws. But like, he fought Josh O'Connor, who we just saw win the Aries Championship this past weekend, and like just absolutely got dominated in the grappling department there. And like, he had his very brief moments, but ultimately Josh O'Connor was just too much for him. And I think Ibragimov is even better there. He does a really good job of running you down as soon as he gets a hold of one of your legs in terms of the grappling. I don't know that too much of this fight will happen on the feet, because even though I'm like, I don't know, Ibragimov might be able to like hang up there, he doesn't waste any time. Like he's like, I am a wrestler and I wrestle. And that's what he's going to do here, especially against a taller, longer fighter who he certainly doesn't want any part of getting like poked at from distance. So yeah, I'm going to take Ibragimov. He gets a takedown early, grinds. And then I'll also say this, Mokhonoana looked a little bit tired by the end of that O'Connor fight, which means that like his cardio is not built for that style of wrestling. So that should also help Ibragimov here. So he is my pick. And I feel a little bit better about like if I was going to try to squeeze him in the parlay somewhere.
I thought you were going to say feel a little bit better knowing that I picked him as well, but okay. No, you're not going to say that. No. I feel a little bit better that Gumby picked what I picked as well. All right, we are moving on up the card we're sticking with featherweight. Nathan Kelly from Ireland, Akhmed Magomedov from Russia. You got it. 3 5-minute rounds. I'll tell you about Kelly. 11-2, 4 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out once, so he's a durable guy. He owes us some finishes. 3-0 in Bellator, 4-0 in PFL. He's won 11 straight fights, 3 straight via finish. He's not lost a fight since May of 2018. He's a regional champ, or was. He's fought at bantamweight a year younger than Magomedov, and plus 164. So we finally got one that's maybe playable. Magomedov, 10-1 with 1 no contest, 2 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. He's taking this on short notice. It was announced, I think, on the 7th. I saw it announced, so we're talking just a couple weeks' notice here. 1-1 in Bellator. Did lose his last fight. That was back in February of 2023. He's not won since July of 2022. A regional champ. Used to fight at 155 and 170, minus 198.
Yeah, I'm going underdog here. I like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, and the short notice aspect for Magomedov obviously plays into it, but also like even with a full camp, I think I'd take Nathan Kelly in this fight. If you watch Magomedov, in the way that he strikes, he's a guy whose chin gets out in front of his legs a little bit too often. The way that he throws, he's leaning forward pretty heavily into his combinations. And Nathan Kelly's really light on his feet. He's got good footwork. He bounces in and out. He doesn't stick around when he needs to. So if that blitz comes, I think he's just going to get off the center line, maybe some counters will be there. He's not the best counter striker, but like maybe the counters will be there. But at bare minimum, he's just going to make Magomedov miss. And then on top of that, too, like Nathan Kelly has got some really sick jiu-jitsu. Like he's really slick in what he grabs. We've also seen like, in his last fight, he wound up with a bunch of top game in that fight too. So like his wrestling isn't awful either. So like when we talk about Magomedov, I know he's got the OV name, and I know like people are clearly in on the Russians here. This is the third Russian sounding name we've seen, and we're going to hit a couple more. But like, I don't know that he's better on the ground than Nathan Kelly. I love the jiu-jitsu of Nathan Kelly. And you said Magomedov's been caught before too, right? In a choke.
I think he got submitted. Now I'm gonna have to check.
Yeah, I want to say, if I'm remembering correctly, he did get subbed one.
No, time. He's never been finished. Never been finished.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of Nathan Kelly's ninja choke that he scored. So I just remember watching a choke when I was watching some film on these guys. But like, I think Kelly's jiu-jitsu is good enough. He's got good hips. I think he's going to keep Magomed off him, and I think he's going to be the better striker. So yeah, give me Nathan Kelly, not taking this fight on short notice.
All right. Works for me. All right, co-main event time. I think we may have the same pick here too, Gumby.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start making official picks. They're all going to line up with yours, apparently. Vadim Nemkov from Russia. Tim Johnson from the USA. You kind of like Tim Johnson, though, right?
I love Tim Johnson.
Fun guy. But
I think
he's realistic here.
He's fun to talk to. He has put together some really surprising performances. He won that fight where he got kicked in the dick really hard. Remember? Remember he landed like what probably would have been a knockout blow, and the other guy kicked him square in the package. And
yes,
the guy came to while he was writhing on the ground, holding his twig and berries, and the guy thought he had won, which is funny.
Our girl Fiona got kicked in the twig and berries too on the weekend, so that's rare.
That's your girl.
You're
the one who likes the way she
Fiona. All right, we're going to talk about Mr. Johnson first. 18-10, 10 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out 6 times.
But we had already been talking about Mr. Johnson.
We were, yes, in many ways. Knocked out 6 times, submitted once. So was one of the knockouts the kick to the twig and berries?
No, he wanted to win in that.
Yeah, short notice fight here for him. 4-5 in Bellator, 1-1 in PFL. He's won 3 of his last 4 and 3 of his last 7. That sounds a little worse. Got TKO in his last fight, 4-3 in the UFC. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Get sticky with it. First time I've said it in 2 episodes now, episode and a half. 2010 Pro MMA debut, 3 inches of height, 2 inches of reach over Nemkov, plus 700. So he's bigger than him at least. Oh, I didn't get to check the weights out. I'm assuming he's going to weigh more.
He's a 265 guy.
Yeah, I don't think Nemkov used to fight down, I think, right? Did he not used to fight?
He's fought some heavyweight fights. He's probably like a 235, 240 guy.
He is, because he actually has abs. 238 last time. So yeah. Johnson's got about 27 pounds on him. All right, Nemkov 18-2, 10 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 9-0 with 1 no contest in Bellator. I think he's the champ of 205. And he's
he relinquished. He relinquished.
Did he relinquish it?
Okay. Yeah. While it was still a Bellator belt, he was like, I don't want it.
I think everyone technically relinquished their belts at this point. But anyhow, he was the champ at 205 and he defended it 4 times.
This was his choice, though, I think.
Yeah, then he's like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go to a much more stable organization, PFL Bellator. 1-0 in PFL. He's doing 3 straight, including his last fight via submission. He has not lost since April 2016. 2013 Pro MMA debut, 7 years younger than Johnson. Minus 1,100. Hooray. Gumby's getting another 1,100 pick today.
Yeah, there's not much to say here. Like I gave Tim Johnson a chance against Denis Goltsov because I was like, look, his wrestling defense has always been good, right? Like that's the thing about Tim Johnson is he got that American style wrestling that has always kind of been a little bit better than you expect him to be in a lot of times. In like when I got in on him, then I was like, and let's see if it holds up, and it didn't, right? Like the Goltsov just manhandled him, ground and pounded him out, won that fight, and like. I think you're just going to see more of the same here. Like it's kind of gotten to the point where Tim Johnson is not getting better, even maintaining anymore. He's starting to fall off. This is short notice. Like, there's too many bad indicators here that say Nemkov is just going to take him down and pound him out whenever he needs to. And I think that happens here pretty easily. So give me Vadim Nemkov. I think the wrestling just too much for Tim Johnson. And like, I don't think the boxing on Tim Johnson's sharp enough to catch Nemkov at this point. So yeah. Nemkov's the pick.
not even worthy of a long drawn out explanation.
I was like, what do you want me to say? Like Tim
exactly,
Johnson,
it's true.
We've seen him. We know what he looks like at this stage, and I hope he comes the big mustache. Still, I hope the big mustache is back. But outside of that, I'm not really looking forward to anything I see in that fight.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Before we get to our main event of the evening, I want to tell you about Underdog Pick'em. Underdog Pick'em is one of the biggest menus for all sports. Underdog is always making it easier to win with profit boosts and gimme pick'ems. NFL, college football, college basketball, MMA, NBA, NASCAR, and more. And you now use specials and boosts on all flex entries. Gumby, do you have a play for the people?
Sure. We're getting this into your ears on Monday. So if we're gonna go to some Monday night basketball, we got the Bulls, we got the Clippers. They're my Chicago Bulls. And I love me some Nikola Vucevic. And he's gone for 13 plus rebounds in 4 of his last 5. So give me the higher than on Vucevic's rebounds against the Clips on Monday.
And 43 points the other night too, career high, and they still lost. So yeah, you got to love the Bulls.
Yeah, they're not a good basketball team.
No,
but he's fun.
he puts up
They'll probably trade him pretty quickly. So
you would think they would have. Who knows, man? Who knows? They seem to think that they're still a decent team and they don't trade their people.
The East Conference, they could win 6 in a row and be a playoff team.
It's true. It's very true. Sign up with our code MMASGPN to claim your special pick and first sign deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MMASGPN.
And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's partner Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive models in just seconds. Build your own model, copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or have the Rhythm build a model for you. If the NFL playoffs have not been going your way, Rhythm will help you turn things around. With 3 games left, the 3 best of the season, Rhythm's AI-powered predictions for prop bets and game lines will set you up for success through the Super Bowl. And of course, they've got all the NFL picks, NFL props, college basketball, and the NBA. Rhythm literally has it all. As you know here, we love those higher thans on the Al Horford 3-pointers. So make sure you get down on that and get down on your free trial, 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
All right, now we're getting to the main event time. He's got a much hyped, a familiar last name and versus a much hyped fighter. So for the Bellator lightweight championship, whatever that's worth, it's the person going to it's going to be like a wrestling angle. They're going to throw it in the garbage can after, or throw it off a bridge or something. The champ now is Usman.
Looks like the hardcore title, or it's like held together
all smashed up
and stuff.
Yep. At the very least, Usman Nurmagomedov from Russia versus Paul Hughes from Ireland. 5-5-minute rounds, 155, or at least spray paint PFL over it, something like that. To tell you about that's probably what they will do, or write PFL on a piece of tape and slap it over it. It is PFL we're talking about here. Paul Hughes is big news. Paul Hughes, 13-1 with 6 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's never been finishing a fight. He's 1-0 in Bellator, 1-0 in PFL. He's won 7 straight fights. He's not lost since December 2020. He was the Cage Warriors champion. Also, he has multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Used to fight at 145 plus 460. Nurmagomedov. Is he the last undefeated Nurmagomedov? No, there's still, no, maybe he is. Other than Habib, he's the last active one that's undefeated. Yeah, he's 18-0 with 1 no contest. So that's the only blemish, the no contest. 8 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's 7-0 with 1 no contest in Bellator and the champion. He successfully defended his title twice. He used to fight at 145 as well. A year younger than Hughes, 2 inches of height, 2 inches of reach, minus 535. So all the Hughes hype is not helping in the line here at all.
I'm going to continue my week of time fading Team Habib. I faded both of their people in a title fight, although only one of those fights actually happened for the UFC. I'm going to fade him here. I think Paul Hughes at this price is a value. And we talked about it earlier on the show where I said Fernandes is like, I couldn't get around to getting in on his number. When I saw this fight booked, I was like, okay, Hughes is going to be like plus 200, and I'll have to think about whether or not I'll pick him, but I'm definitely not going to play that number. up in the 4s, that's insane. Like, I can't believe, like, he wins this fight more than once out of every 5 times. And that's what those odds are implying, right? Is it's like less than 20% likelihood. And I think there's more than that. And in addition to just that, like, you have to feel good about the fact that, first of all, Usman Nurmagomedov, not one of the Nurmagomedovs that like wrestle terribly effectively. Like, he throws a takedown in there or two once in a while, but like, that's not his favorite thing to do. Like, he's not Habib in that way. And then also, I will just say this, Paul Hughes' takedown defense held up against AJ McKee. And AJ McKee is a beast wrestler and a beast of jiu-jitsu. And Hughes dealt with it. I mean, Hughes had some top control in that fight. He sprawled out on him, had front headlock positions in that fight. And so, like, for a guy who, you know, we think of as being kind of like a fancy striker, like, his takedown defense is held up. Now, you know, not that, you know, Usman is also a very talented striker as well. I'm not taking that away from him, but like, Hughes has gone to toe-to-toe with like some very high-level dudes in Cage Warriors, and with the exception of that weird fight with Jared Vucenic, like, he's beaten the hell out of all of them. So I'm going to give Hughes a chance to piece him up on the feet here, hoping his takedown defense holds up and just cap off an absolutely nightmare weekend for Team Habib.
Yeah, I wonder how they handle it. Another loss. All right, let's recap it and see if Gumby's got any bonus bets, aka the lightning round, for us. He has got Paul Hughes. Big news, Paul Hughes. He's got Nemkov. He's got Kelly. He's got Ibragimov. He has got Khavalov. So basically, Russia or Ireland, right? That's all you're in on.
That's pretty much all that's there.
Yeah, it's
Ibragimov is technically British, like,
right.
Britain.
Yeah.
So like the name's Russian. Lightning round picks.
Lightning round, that bang boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Hadi Omar Al Hosseini.
Naturally.
Basically, the reason I'm taking him in this one, he's fighting Raul Pinales, who is on road to the UFC. Wildly disappointed against Kiru Sorhota. And like, he's a kickboxer who doesn't do much else. And it's one of the only lines I can see on here that's sort of like parlay worthy here at like -350. So I like that one. The other one I like Tariq Suleiman. Don't confuse that with Jakub Suleiman, who is also on this card. Tariq Suleiman is the one I'm liking here. He did really good against Oli Magnor in his last fight, and I'm kind of a sucker for Oli Magnor. He is 1-2 in his last 3, but those 2 losses are to Will Fleury. So obviously, like, I don't really blame. Actually, that's not in his last 3. Those Will Fleury fights were older, but 2 of his most recent losses were Will Fleury. So like, I don't really hold those against him. But I kind of like Suleiman. So give me Tariq Suleiman, give me Hosseini, and those are my 2 lightning round picks.
All right, you're all set for PFL Tour, the Bellator Challenger Series. They also, they as if it needs another title.
By Kmart.
Yeah, they also listed. It's listed as Russia versus Ireland too. Also, sure. I think, yeah. So keep adding tags to it. Hashtags also you should add. All right, we'll be talking about. I'm sure we'll be watching and talking about this. Don't worry, in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Our comments are open as long as you subscribe, of course, on YouTube first. MMA Gambling Podcast on YouTube. Twitter is SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox. They're on Instagram. I've got a Substack. Check it out. moneymma.substack.com. Gumby's got another podcast called Top Turtle MMA Podcast. And this week he has on
Cheyenne Bowers, who's defending, unifying her title at LFA 200 against Shannon Clark. And then I am also chatting with Joey Hart, fresh off Contender Series.
All right. Part of the Hart family or not?
He goes by the Hitman.
That's right. So yeah, okay, we talked about this before. My joke, I already did. All right, so check out Top Turtle, obviously, and we are at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Bid the people farewell, Gumby.
All right, I'm Dana Gumby Freeland. He's the last Nurmagomedov, Jeff Fox, and we will see you tomorrow.